Hi, I'm Allan Gaspe, Sales Engineer with West, here to talk to you about the emergency routing service and how that's used with centralized SIP trunking and what kind of problems that solves. So in the old days with 911, you basically had a phone number tied to a copper circuit that was tied into a central office, and it couldn't move around. It had the local connectivity, and if you basically unplugged your phone, it would stop working. So in today's world with SIP trunking and unified communications, that relationship really kind of falls apart. So what this does is the emergency routing service solves the problem of having your main office, your remote offices, and your at-home workers connecting into a central data center. That's typically where your SIP trunks are delivered. There's no particular circuits to deliver the calls to the over 6,000 answering points that are nationwide. So what the emergency routing service does is it receives the 911 calls from your data center, and using our provisioning APIs, our portal, or our batch interfaces, you can configure the location of all your different users wherever they are nationwide. So that way you don't need to have local gateways, you don't have to have local trunks. You basically just can use your centralized SIP trunks, because a lot of SIP trunking providers either don't want to manage and provide 911 because they feel there's too much risk involved. So what they do is they just provide basic 911, which is just the civic address, where you might have local regulations that you need to show individual floors or square footage requirements to be able to conform to local regulations. So what happens is the 911 calls get routed out to the emergency routing service, and using the information that's been managed in our database, we then route the call out to the over 6,000 answering points nationwide. So that allows us to deliver the call as well as the location data to all the different answering points and make sure that you have a single administration point to take care of all of this information. It really basically takes all your 911 configuration and removes it from the local carrier. So you don't have to manage ALI databases, you don't have to coordinate with your PSTN carrier. All the 911 calls get routed directly to our cloud. We deliver the calls nationwide. So whether you have your central office, your remote offices, or your work-at-home users, you can manage all that information in the cloud service, deliver the 911 calls to us, and we route it the rest of the way. So it's very, very simple, makes it very simple to manage, and solves a lot of those issues that can come up with centralized SIP trunking.